The issue of gender dysphoria is very pervasive throughout all of the content on my channel, and it is a key factor to consider when figuring out the correlations between MBTI personality types and the personality disorders that each type is predisposed to. This video is about the intersection of MBTI personality types and common gender dysphoria. And the video is making the case that gender dysphoria is so common that it entirely falsifies the agenda of feminist movements and men's rights movements. Feminism is falsified by common gender dysphoria and common censor thinker type women who are masculine male brains trapped in female bodies. And the same is true for men's rights movement full of common censor feeler feminine brains trapped in male bodies. I emphasize the numbers with censors first and foremost, since that's the majority population where we find the most gender dysphoric people. But then on top of that, in the neurodivergent intuitive population, there is also a lot of gender dysphoria, with intuitive feeler males being female brains trapped in male bodies, and NTJ females being male brains trapped in female bodies, and NTP males being very gender fluid and acting like at least half woman, half man, if not even more than half woman as males, and NTP females being very gender fluid and acting like at least half man, if not even more than half man as females. I would love to know the personality statistics of people in the feminist movements and the men's rights movements, and I don't think that data exists currently, but based on the rhetoric of the movements, I can safely assume that most so-called women who are drivers in the feminist movement are common overt narcissist censor thinker personalities who are masculine male brains trapped in female bodies. And the so-called men who are drivers behind the men's rights movement are common covert narcissist censor feeler types who feel like feminine female brains trapped in male bodies. And the rhetoric of each movement supports this conclusion. Like the feminist movement rhetoric is very much about competence. Like a T-type thinker personality would emphasize competence over victimhood, saying things like women are just as competent, if not more so, than men at anything they set their minds to. While the men's rights movement rhetoric is all about victimhood, like trying to out-victim female brains in female bodies as the gender dysphoric feminine female brains trapped in male bodies they are. So the common rhetoric of the feminist movement being focused on competence, while the men's rights movement is focused on victimhood, aligns with what I've talked about the different rhetoric being between overt thinker type masculine narcissists and covert feeler type feminine vulnerable narcissist rhetoric. So I'm counting up all of the F-type feeler personalities on the male side of the MBTI gender distribution and adding in NTP from the male sides on the list of gender dysphoric males since they're so gender fluid. And I'm counting up all the T-type thinker personalities on the female side and adding NTPs again on the female side as the list of gender dysphoric females. So as we can see on the male side, if we take ISFJs at 8%, ISFPs at 8%, ESFJs at 8%, ESFPs at 7%, ENFPs at 6%, INFPs at 4%, ENFJs at 2%, INFJs at 1%, plus INTPs at 5% and ENTPs at 4%, we're at about 50% of males feeling gender dysphoric and feeling like women trapped in male bodies. And then if we add up on the female side all of the T types and the NTPs, we would get ISTJs at 7%, plus ESTJs at 6%, plus ESTPs at 3%, plus INTPs at 2%, plus ISTPs at 2%, plus INTPs at 2%, and INTJs at 1%, and ENTJs at 1%, leaving us at about, which brings us to just under 25% of females feeling like gender dysphoric males trapped in female bodies. If female brains really want to advocate for like-minded female brains, then all feeler-type personalities would be classified as female, regardless of sexual anatomy. And if male brains want to truly advocate for like-minded male brains, then thinker-type personalities would be classified as male, regardless of sexual anatomy. And this is true for all MBTI types, except for the NTP types, who with the males, they should, as thinker types, they should be more masculine male brains, but their heavy extroverted intuition makes them more gender fluid. So often they feel more like female brains trapped in male bodies than they feel like masculine men. Or the NTP females, also being gender fluid, feel like male brains trapped in female bodies more than they feel like feminine women. So the NTP sort of fit in both categories due to their heavy extroverted intuition that makes them try to be all the things, even things that should be mutually exclusive of each other, like men and women, or even narcissists and empaths.